You work 9 to 5, you're stressed out, and a lot of times you have to do overtime. Sometimes you have to work 2 jobs. Hospital bills, healthcare bills, the rent is, again, astronomical.
Are we really supposed to be here to be enslaved on the planet, to work for a system where we're always working? And some of us hate our jobs.
And they're looking for a way out because they're tired of the rat race.
How are they gonna break down $10,000 a month? How's that gonna work? How this is all broken down in the creative society. There's a system, believe it or not. It's not just that you make $10,000 a month and that's a Foley. No, you are given $10,000 a month. By the way, the $10,000 a month is all yours, meaning that utilities are not paid out of that.
Yeah.
Your rent and your mortgage are not paid out of that because every individual is given 650 square feet per person. It's worldwide, y'all, everywhere. That's what I'm excited about. Everyone gets to be uplifted. It is all real. It's no joke, no hoax. And I'm in, because we're not done, and I'm in. Are you in?
I am definitely in. Be involved.
Welcome to I'm In, as my name is Julia Dudley Najib, along with
Lennis Jabari.
And we talk about the Black experience of being human in the creative society. I want you to know more about the creative society and what that all means. Basically, it's about unification. I don't want everyone to think that it's anything else but that. It's unifying all cultures, all backgrounds, and really looking at humans as a priority, their lives as a priority.
Yes, one of the things that I really enjoy about the Creative Society is you get to feel human. You get to feel at peace. You get to feel appreciated. You get to feel a sense of friendliness and home. That's what we want our audience to break through and understand through the Creative Society.
And so this is an example of us having our coordination center where we're just having some dialogue. It just happens to be that we're husband and wife having a dialogue with the world, with you all.
Yes.
And eventually you can do the same on your own, having dialogue with people, breaking down these forums, international forum. That's what we're doing. We just had the global crisis. There is a way out this past April, in case you're watching us much later in the year. And this was an incredible forum where we got to hear from the top-notch scientists, researchers, technologists. It was that fascinating that we have to break it down to you and help you understand all of the amenities that come with being a part of the Creative Society. Really, it's just about unification and becoming one under one human race. So what we want to break down in these next 2 episodes, because it's going to take us 2 episodes to talk about it. When we talk about money and the economy and where we are now, this has been the hardest part, I know, and difficulties, even looking at the African American experience in America. But not only that, the average American that has the challenge when it has to be able to have an income that pays for all your bills and that pays for all of your rent or your mortgage, whatever that might be, and at the same time being able to enjoy life. And Lennis, what I find is that is difficult in our society, the way the consumer-driven society today. Let's talk about that first, how difficult that is on a scale 1 to 10.
Yes.
What is it to you?
On a scale of 1 to 10, or how we dealing with it right now is probably at like a 3 or 2 or something like that.
That low? Okay,
it's pretty low. Usually because, you know, you always...
So you mean on a bad?
On a bad level.
Okay, because...
On a bad level, meaning that you work 9 to 5, you stressed out,
Look at that.
and a lot of times you have to do overtime. Sometimes you have to work 2 jobs. And then just to pay the rent. I know in the Bay Area, the rent is astronomically high. And in California, for those that don't know, in California, in the Bay Area. And we find people just check to check, check to check, check to check. And they don't have any happiness. They sad. They have expensive hospital bills, healthcare bills. The rent is, again, astronomical. That's not even including utilities. That's not including if you have children, daycare, etc. and so forth. So this will be somewhat of a relief, this type of society and this type of program.
And before we get into how the Creative Society is going to break it down and give you $10,000 a month, let's continue to talk about the United States statistics, which are horrific when we're talking about income. And what you used to always say is a job is what?
J-O-B, keep you just over broke.
And so that's a realistic thing when we're looking at how things are going today. But let me give you some stats right quick. As of this is from the Bureau of Labor Statistics in the United States. And it talks about how the median income, weekly income, is about $1,085 per week. Which is, how much is that a month?
It's
roughly?
It's about $4,000 and some odd dollars a month. It's not.
It's under $4,400 a month.
Exactly. It's under $4,400 a month, under $5,000, let's say,
Okay.
and that's barely making it in most cases, because if you're looking at your food, utilities, your rent, and if you have medical expensive like medication that you have to purchase, and daycare, and haircuts and all that kind of stuff.
You can't even get all that with that amount of money.
No.
So this survey was done out of 118.8 million people here in the United States. And I'm not even talking about worldwide. When we look at the dollar figures and amounts in other countries and people are slaving away or enslaved in their job, it doesn't make any sense. Are we really supposed to be here to be enslaved on the planet, to work for a system where we're always working? And some of us hate our jobs. We've heard, how many times have you heard your friends, our friends, that complain to us about the job, but they have to do it? Why? Because their kids or their family, or they got to take care of their mom or dad. How many?
There's so many. I mean, especially in a teaching, but in my previous occupation, teaching, I have friends that are, some of them are basically, in my opinion, suicidal in a sense, crying, depressed. They don't have any, they see no way out. Especially if they're African American or black, they really don't see any way out from that. And it's not like they're gonna just stop and create their own job or create their own business, so to speak, because they've been there 25 years, they've been there 20 years, and they just don't see any way out. And they're looking for a way out because they're tired of the rat race. You know, they're tired of the rat race. So this is an opportunity to make some changes in that.
And that's why it's going to take us 2 episodes just to talk about the economy and how this is all broken down in the creative society. There's a system, believe it or not. It's not just that you make $10,000 a month and that's a Foley. No, you are given $10,000 a month. By the way, the $10,000 a month is all yours, meaning that utilities are not paid out of that.
No.
Your rent and your mortgage are not paid out of that, because every individual is given 650 square feet per person. So let's say if you're a married couple, that's like 1,300 square feet. That's a lot. So you're given this plot of land. That's not taken out of the $10,000 a month. I want to be very clear about that, because that's what some people say. Oh, so I'm getting $10,000 a month just to pay the bills. No, 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 no. No way, no how. Not in the creative society. And there are experts, economists, who have broken this down to help us understand what all that means. And so this video that we will be breaking down will give you the introductions to that. And I know you all want to know about the money. Show me the money, right? Everybody wants to know about the money part. That's like the famous saying from McGuire, but I'm here to tell you it is all real. It's no joke, no hoax. That's what Roy Starr would say. And you'll hear his voice also at the beginning of the video, just giving you an overview. And again, this was all from the global crisis, the international forum we had. It was spectacular. And if you missed it, that's okay. Tune in with us and we'll get you up to speed. We're breaking it down, the sections that you all might have questions about, and the sections that we also had questions about when we first joined the Creative Society. We're like, how are they going to break down $10,000 a month? How's that going to work? And myself with the research, journalism background, I was pretty curious. I mean, weren't you, with mathematics and
Well, I was very curious. One thing I really appreciate, more or less, you know, if you have dental problems, that don't come out of the $10,000. If you have health problems, that don't come out of the $10,000.
Tell it.
That's given to you.
Yes.
You know, so all of those little small details you're looking at. Well, what are we gonna spend the $10,000 on? Well, you're gonna find a way to spend it, but it's not gonna have to deal with rent, PG&E and utilities.
Oh, you know what we forgot to tell them?
What?
We forgot to tell them about only having to work 4 days a week if you want to. Mind you, you're still getting the $10,000 a month, and then you're only working 4 days a week, and I think it's like, what, 4 hours a day?
Yes, 4 hours
He's
a
like,
day.
oh, come on,
Yes.
Julia, for real. Yes, I'm being for real. There is a system in place, I kid you not, and it works like that for all of us in the creative society. And that's another thing. It's not just one type of people, or this group over here only gets this and this group over here is separated. No, 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 no. And all I'm saying is we all get to have a piece of this action. Why don't we start off by watching a part of the video, and then we will come back to it and reiterate this whole thing about the $10,000 a month. Let's check it out.
Worldwide survey of the Creative Society Project. What kind of society does every person dream of living in? Tens of millions of people surveyed in 180 countries, hundreds of thousands of hours of video footage, terabytes of data, more than 15 million hours of personal time of Creative Society Project participants from around the world, all to show how people from around the world want to live. Only in the Creative Society, all people's desires for a comfortable, safe, and happy life will be guaranteed 100%. All of this is laid out in the 8 pillars of the Creative Society, which is the foundation of your happy future. Watch this video and you will understand why the Creative Society is exactly what you want. First pillar, human life. The highest value in the Creative Society will be human life, that is, your life, as well as the life of any other person. All of humanity will become a unified civilization, and this guarantees the absence of wars, various conflicts, and crises. You will finally gain confidence that you are truly protected. Second pillar, human freedom. In the Creative Society, you will be free and protected. No one will be able to violate your rights and freedoms. You are a citizen of the world, and you will be able to travel freely. And if you want, you will be able to easily change your place of residence. The Creative Society is true freedom and equality. In the Creative Society, there will be no need to fight for the rights of minorities, because there will be no one superior or inferior. Everyone will have one highest status, the status of a human being. There can be no one and nothing on earth superior to a human, their freedom and rights. Third pillar, human safety. The Creative Society guarantees your safety. The economy of the Creative Society ensures the absence of crises and inflation for every person. You will be protected and have all the comforts of living. During the transition period to the Creative Society, you will be provided with free housing of a minimum of 60 square meters per person in private ownership, and you will not have to pay for utilities. Every home will be equipped with an FFG, fuel-free generator that will provide you and your family with free and unlimited energy. Moreover, in that same transition period, every month you will receive a universal basic income equivalent to $10,000 as of today, without having to pay any taxes. You will only need to decide how to spend your money. You might as well start thinking about this now. Do you think you will pay off all your debts first? But they will be written off. Do you think you will spend this money on healthcare or education? You will have the best education and healthcare free of charge, available to you 24/7. In the Creative Society, your safety will be the top priority, and all technologies will be directed towards improving your quality of life. Each household will be equipped with a matter replicator, providing you with your favorite clothing, food, and other necessary items. Thanks to the health capsule, you will forget about illnesses forever, and you will always be healthy. Isn't this what you've been dreaming of your whole life? But that's not all yet. Fourth pillar, transparency and openness of information for all. In the Creative Society, The media will belong exclusively to the society. The media will serve the interests of the people and reflect information truthfully, openly, and honestly. Additionally, you will be able to receive accurate information about the movement and distribution of public funds at any time. Money owed by the public is, first and foremost, your money, and you should know how it is spent and for what purposes. Fifth pillar, the creative ideology. You will no longer have your mind manipulated, nor be frightened with imaginary enemies. We will not be pushed to confront each other and be divided into us versus them anymore, because in the creative society, any propaganda of violence, inhumanity, and segregation will be prohibited. The creative society will establish all the conditions for the development and education of a human with a capital H. Our children will be raised on the principles of humaneness, kindness, friendship, and mutual respect. These particular qualities will form the basis of relationships between people in the creative society. Sixth pillar, development of personality. In the creative society, you will be able to study wherever you want and train to become whatever you want, and it will all be absolutely free of charge. Education in the creative society will unlock your individual potential by 100%. You will be provided with a program specifically tailored to maximize your intellectual abilities. Any educational process will be interesting and engaging. You will have access to cutting-edge technologies in education and development. You can study anywhere in the world at any time that suits you. In the creative society, the world of knowledge is open for you. Seventh pillar, justice and equality. If you decide to work, you will be able to choose a profession that brings you joy. There will be a 4-day work week with a 4-hour workday. Moreover, you will have 2 fully paid vacations per year. Every job will have a decent compensation. The pay for identical positions, specialties, and professions will be the same worldwide. Furthermore, justice and equality will ensure that there will be no more private monopoly and irrational use of resources. All natural resources will belong to all people, including you. Eighth pillar, self-governing society. In the creative society, for the first time in human history, a unified, all-human civilization will be created. All power will belong to all people, to you. People know what they want and how they want to live. All socially important issues will be decided by people themselves on an open online platform. Specialists will be responsible for implementation of the tasks assigned to them. They will be appointed and controlled by people themselves. Since all processes will be transparent, corruption and dictatorship will be impossible in the creative society. In the creative society, you will decide for yourself how to live. For the first time in human history, your future will be in your hands. The 8 pillars of the creative society are formed from our desire to live as human beings. Everyone wants to live in a world without wars, without violence, without tyranny, without poverty, without inflation or any crisis, without absurd and total consumption. If you want peace, security, confidence, free and high-quality healthcare and education, freedom of movement around the world, a universal basic income, access to free energy, then the creative society will fulfill all your dreams. All of this can easily be achieved in the coming years. How to do this? Just tell this to as many people as possible, to everyone. Your dream world is separated from you by your neighbors and everyone around you who don't know about the creative society yet. Do you want the creative society to come as soon as possible? Act. Tell everyone about the creative society. For the first time in human history, your future is in your hands.
So we had to break down those 8 pillars to you first off, so you can understand how serious we are about having this creative society in our lifetime right now. In fact, this is all happening right now. And so we wanted to show you that so that you understand this is not a utopia. This is real. The technology is real. The 8 pillars are most important because that's what's going to guide us as a society. That's what's going to bring us all together under one unification. Don't you want human safety?
Absolutely.
I like safety.
One thing I was really appreciative about is the media piece.
Oh, I love
being
that.
truthful.
I love it.
Not have to worry about lies or misinterpretations or one sway or another sway or political, all that stuff. I love that part about the media because that's what we into.
That's what we do.
We do media, and we know how that is in this society in America as African American, black-owned, black-operated media. So yes, that part right there really touched home for me, and I'm sure for the audience out there that know about what's going on with black-owned media. So.
And I'm so excited because I want to be a part of that media profession, and it's worldwide, y'all. Even though our experience is based in the U.S., I can't wait to be able to report on what's happening worldwide, like actual news and truth of what people are doing in life, the encouraging things and part about life, the happy side of life. And yeah, we'll have to get some of those other parts of life too, but at least you'll get the truth about what's happening in society, and you get to work or not. Some of you just want to be on the couch chilling, watching TV or whatever you want to watch. So be it. The others of you who want to have those professions, you can do that and get those 2 vacations a year, but you're only working 4 days a week as it is, 4 hours a day. How many hours a day do we work right now?
Oh God, at least it seemed like I feel like I work at least 10 hours a day.
No, we work more than that.
More than that?
We work more than that. I guess you don't count the hours.
Yes.
Or maybe I work more than that. Maybe you just do 10 and I do 16.
Oh yeah.
So it's either way, that's a lot of hours to work for what we do. And we work on Saturday, Sunday. There really is no break. Wouldn't you like to have that break? And so we're not just showing you this to tell you what could be. This is what is. The whole program is laid out, and that's why we want to do the overview first. And we knew this was going to take several episodes to explain and break it down. Because I know you, like me, like, okay, what do they mean 8 pillars and how are they going to hold to that? Well, the technology is there. Remember Star Trek? I used to be a Star Trek friend. I still am. I don't know why I'm saying I used to be. I still am. And when you look at the technology that was in Star Trek, no one would ever think when you were watching in the 80s or earlier that some of that technology, like the warp speed and the tablet back then, we have that now. And even myself growing up in the Silicon Valley, I couldn't imagine iPhone technology, but I can imagine computer technology. And it already existed back then, the iPhone technology. It just wasn't common knowledge. Kind of the same thing here with the Creative Society. They've got the technology, the proofs. Can't wait to show you all that part. We haven't even gotten to the technology part. Ooh, that's going to be exciting. Better than Star Trek, I promise. No offense to Star Trek, we still love you. But at the same time, when we are looking at what we get to provide one another, is the human experience, and it's worldwide. So $10,000 a month is not just here in the United States. That's $10,000 a month in Africa. That's $10,000 a month maybe in Italy. That's $10,000 a month in the UK. You name it. It's worldwide, y'all. Everywhere. That's what I'm excited about. Everyone gets to be uplifted. And wouldn't you want to be a part of something like that? That's why I am and you are, I'm thinking, I don't want to speak for you, you speak on that. But that's why I am a part of the Creative Society. And I don't mind telling it. And that's why we are here today telling you this. This is our coordination center. This is our start. You can always join us if you have some comments you want to say or some videos you want to share. Maybe you watch the 12-hour forum and there's an excerpt that you really like and wanted to pinpoint. You can share that with us. Share it online so people know that you also watch along with myself, along with Lennis, and we want everyone to know how it is that you felt. And maybe you had some questions. That is okay too. Maybe you had some concerns. That is absolutely okay as well. We want to be able to answer those questions for you and be able to give you the truth. The answers really mean a lot to us because we operate in truth. That's all I've ever operated as a journalist. And I know you as a mathematician, that's all you like to be a part of.
You know, when I was looking at it, and I know some of you audience out there looking at this and you say, is this for real? When is this going to happen? How is this going to happen? How can I be a part of this? And if you're sitting at home wondering, what you're going to do next, or how you're going to pay these bills, or how you're going to deal with your teeth hurting going to the dental, or how you're going to do whatever. Be involved. That's first. Be involved and see how all of us can work together to create this creative society. How can we do our part? Everybody has their own part in this, and you want to be an active member, an active participant to do your part, whatever your talent and skills are, because all of it will make a difference. All of it counts, and you have no idea what you can contribute to this process.
And don't you want to learn about other people's culture and other worlds and other countries? I love learning about people who I find are just like me, except for they just might have a different cultural background. And I'm like, wow, I don't know how many foods I've gotten to try since I've been here. I've loved it, by the way. I probably gained about 10 pounds. It's okay, because I love the food, and I love that everyone has their own experience and they're still unique and individuals. I promise you, you can still be who you are, as you are. No one is going to change you. This isn't about any particular political party. It's not about any two-party system. In fact, there is no party. It's the people's party, y'all. We get to decide. And we'll talk about that in a different broadcast as far as election process and how that works. And even the technology, those of you who want to know more about that health capsule, I want one of those. Oh, you'll have one of those, and a replicator and all those things. We will talk about those things in another episode, but we want to use this episode to continue to talk about the economics, because we know that is your concern. That was my concern. But we had to start off with those 8 pillars so you understood the whole overview of what is happening here. It's like having all your body parts work at one time. Sometimes when you have a finger or an arm that might be challenging, you got to compensate somewhere else. We'd rather have all the body parts working in one, if that is possible, which means all of us have to come together to make this body of the creative society work. There is no head over the creative society, meaning there's a president over the creative society and you have to abide by that president. No, that's not like that at all. You are the individual that gets to decide with the people's vote. Yes, there is a system with deciding how things are going to operate moving forward, or if it's going to be the price of milk is going to be $10 or $100 or $1,000. We get to decide that as a people. So I just wanted to do the overview first in this episode, breaking it down, because 30 minutes is not enough time for us to get to all of it. So we're going to use the next episode. You guys stay with us for part 2 and 3 with myself, Julia Dudley Najib, and
Lennis Jabari.
And we're just sharing with you the Black experience of being human in the creative society, y'all. And so join us in I'm In, because we're not done, and I'm in. Are you in?
I am definitely in.
Well, I'm just saying. So we're in. Join us in the part 2, the next episode, and we're going to get to some the video, some deeper concepts about how this economy is going to work, because I'm sure you want to know all the processes. How is this all going to happen? We've been giving you the overview. Now you got to stay tuned, because we're going to break it down. See you in the next episode.